Thank you everybody for watching this video. Push the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and push that notification bell. It will help us tremendously to grow this channel. We have a bunch of stuff coming out for you, the fans, unique content, so please stay tuned. JHK here for the AllStar, and joining me right now is UFC lightweight Matt Frevola. Matt, how you doing, man? How's life?
Oh, it's good, man. I'm down here in Tampa, spending some time with my mom for the holidays, and whenever I'm down here, I'm training at Gracie Tampa South with Matt Arroyo and beating up my boy Billy Q.
For real, huh? I'm just wondering, like, do you have a bunch of sessions that you guys just go at it that haven't been released yet?
Yeah, I've got. I mean, just today we threw down for 3 5 minute rounds, just me and him, just like we've been doing that for 10 years now, and it's always fun, every fight camp, me and him link up at least once and have a pay-per-view fight behind closed doors.
Yeah, I think those gym wars, man. If someone could get a hold of them, and release them somehow, even not just your fights, not just your sparring sessions, but other fighters,
Oh
it'd be
yeah.
a crazy like hit on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, even at Longo and Weidman, every Saturday is like sparring days, and anyone who has fights coming up, has a guy they're sparring, and Longo's, outside the cage running it, and everyone takes turn using the cage, and everyone's like around the cage watching, and it's fun.
Describe the type of like banter or I don't shit talk that Ray Longo possesses.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Longo's as real as it gets. If however it is, he's gonna tell you, and he's not gonna sugarcoat it. And that's why we love him. He's an OG. He's the godfather of MMA, and I'm blessed to have him leading me.
Straight up, like he could be at, like outside of that deli on The Sopranos, sitting drinking coffee at a small table. Like I could imagine him doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, you mentioned Sarah Longo, Kid Marvelous. I interviewed him 2 weeks ago. He made his UFC or not UFC Bellator debut. Went out there, went all 3 rounds, did phenomenal. Usually he gets early finishes, but this time he showed that he could go all three. He mentioned you as one of his main training partners. How was that camp with him?
Oh, it was great. Me and Kid have been sparring for years. And he's one of the kind of guys that stays ready. He stays in the gym, and he's always sparring, and he's so calculated and patient with his striking. He's a comes from a boxing background, but he's been working so much on his jujitsu, and he's evolving as a fighter, and he's really got a bright future. I'm excited for him.
Were you there when he first got there? Because he said he was there like when he was like 15 or something like that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even. He was there. He was there from the beginning, and I remember, I was back, like, I guess maybe 5 or 6 years ago is when I started going to Longos, and one of my first times there, I was doing like the MMA class, and Weidman's there and everything. And after the MMA class, Kid wanted to spar, so I was like, yeah, let's spar. And then that was when he was a boxer, and like I kept low kicking him, kept low kicking him, and Weidman's like sitting there, and he's like, keep kicking him, keep kicking him. So I got Chris Weidman there. That I'm friends with Chris now, but back then, I was starstruck. Then I'm like, Chris Weidman's telling me to low kick this kid, so I just kept low kicking him, and it was funny, it was cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. How long did you train there before you went down to Tampa?
Well, I started at Sarah BJJ, and I started doing jujitsu with Matt there, and then I moved down to Tampa, and Sarah hooked me up with Arroyo because they were on the Ultimate Fighter together, and I was training with Arroyo ever since. And whenever I'd go home for like Christmases and summers and stuff, I'd train with Sarah and train with Longo.
Yeah, so I feel like that's like a not so known that close connection that you guys have, the teams, that Tampa team with the Sarah Longo team.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome now, and then since I've been, living back home in Long Island, Billy Q's always coming up and training, and we cross over, and everyone, we all click. We're all cut from the same cloth. Tough New Yorkers. Even though Billy Q's like a Buffalo guy, but he's still, we're all the same.
Do you bust his balls because he's from Buffalo?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much from Canada, but
It is what it is, right?
yeah, yeah.
Now, let's talk about this upcoming opponent that you got, Valdez. Man, to be honest with you, I never knew who he was, but I saw that he was on the Contender Series. He's undefeated. He has a lot of finishes. What is your breakdown of him?
Yeah, he's a good undefeated fighter with a lot of finishes. I saw him on the Contender Series, and he's tough. He comes out throwing. But I saw he was a Mexican fighter, and I'm thinking he's a boxer. But then you go and you look at all his fights, and he looks to grapple every fight. So I want to say he's almost like a new age Mexican MMA fighter, which I'm excited for. I'm very well rounded, so I'm prepared for it.
Do you feel like that style is like right in your wheelhouse?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I love to strike. I love to wrestle. I love jujitsu. So, that's why I love mixed martial arts. Being able to use every aspect of fighting and putting it all together in the cage is what has always come most natural to me.
Your last two fights, they're both like really, really late replacements. Are you just hoping this fight stays together? Like there's a piece of you like, come on, let's keep the opponent the same this time around. Let's give me some luck here.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, but throughout camp, I'm always, doing what I need to do to be, as prepared as possible, and I'm ready to fight, and no matter who it is, when it comes to January 22nd, I'll be ready.
Now you've had some time between, the last fight and this fight. Did you focus on anything before you got into this training camp, involved with fighting or even outside of it?
Yeah, I got married, so
Oh,
that's one thing.
yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, yeah. So I got a beautiful wife back home now, and then we went on an amazing honeymoon, and I actually got fight news like right at the end of our honeymoon, which was a nice ending right to the honeymoon, and I got the most notice I've ever gotten for a fight too. We got like almost like 14-week notice, which was the most notice I've ever gotten. So it's awesome.
Definitely. Where'd you go for the honeymoon?
We were in Italy for a week, and then we went. And my wife has like family out there, so we were able to see her family. And then we were in the Seychelles Islands, which are these islands in Africa. And I kept having to like click on a map and like zoom out to be like, where am I right now? And the closest spot was like Madagascar, so it was like in the Indian Ocean. It was paradise.
Definitely. Oh, I did see some photos of you in Italy. I remember now. They were just phenomenal, just the scenery, man.
Oh, it was amazing. I love Italy.
So you come back recharged, you know what I mean? How's the mindset, heading into this fight?
It's great. I'm a married man now. I feel like my man level points went up, and I gotta make some money for wifey now. So I'm feeling good. I'm 31 years old, and I feel like I'm in the prime of my life. With my body is equaling to my mind and my technique, and I think it's all gonna come together January 22nd.
Now, 2021, it was a year of surprises for you, I mean, how much did you grow as a fighter with all the experiences and especially the adversities you faced?
Yeah, I definitely grew a lot, especially in that Abu Dhabi fight. That Abu Dhabi fight was, I was pumped to be on Conor McGregor. I was on the main card fighting Ottman, undefeated guy. I was real excited about that, and then, Ottman pulled whatever he pulled and got pulled from the fight, and somehow I knew like I was gonna end up fighting Arman. And like out of everyone on the card, I was like, oh man, like maybe I'll fight Dan Hooker, maybe I'll fight Chandler, McGregor, one of these 55ers. But I fought the toughest, like most like the toughest guy that's like not really known yet. And it was a good test. It was a great fight. It would have been different if I was able to prepare for his wrestling. But Armin's a real good dude, real tough guy. I actually got to meet Armin in Phuket when I was in there, and got to spar around with him, so I knew he was tough, and got to go out there and fight him for 15 minutes. It was good. I didn't go all the way to Abu Dhabi to not fight. So
With this training camp, anything different? Anything you switched up?
I've been working with Longo a lot on my boxing. So we've been just crisping up the boxing, and then I've been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu at Sarah's. I'm putting the gi back on, which has been fun. I got a love-hate relationship with the gi, but I really think it crispens up your technique, and just getting more rolls in, and now I'm down here in Tampa training with all my buddies down here, which is always a good like mix up in camp. And I've been fighting now for 10 years. I know what I need to do to prepare. And this guy Valdez, he's a good undefeated fighter making his UFC debut. And I remember when I was undefeated making my UFC debut, thinking that my shit don't stink, and I had a little wake up call, and that's what I plan on doing to this guy. Welcome him to the UFC, and welcome him to the talent level that's in the UFC.
Is Sarah a big advocate of the gi to fighters?
He definitely wants as much rolling as you can do, and the gi definitely helps your technique. It slows everything down. It makes it so you can't really use your explosiveness as much. A lot of friction. So yeah, it's definitely good. At least I'm trying to do it at least like once a week.
All right. Now I got a couple more questions before I let you go. The first one is PTSD in combat sports. PTSD from like injuries, bad weight cuts, losses, damage taken in fights. Do you feel like it exists in MMA, and what effects are there?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like everyone's different. But I've been doing this long enough now that I know what I need to do, and I know what I'm capable of, and I'm just gonna go in there and do my thing, and have fun doing it, and go and put on display what I can do in the cage, and you know I, I'm not gonna really think about the last fight. The last fight, it was a shitty fight. It sucked, but that happens. That's the fight game. It took me a long time, probably a couple months to really realize how I let that happen. But the only conclusion I came to was Terrence threw the best two punches of his life that night. The stars aligned for him, and good for him. Terrence seems like a good kid, and I'm glad he got put into the spotlight. Mom, come on. Yeah, sorry. I'm glad that he got put into the spotlight, got propelled. Unfortunately off of me, but eventually we're gonna run that one back.
All right. And outside of fighting, what keeps you up at night?
Huh. Outside of fighting, what keeps me up at night? Uh, you know, now I just got married now. So I'm definitely looking to start a family and get to that next stage in my life, and I know I'm not gonna be able to fight forever, so I guess what I'm gonna do after fighting. I always want to be involved in martial arts. It's part of who I am now. But after I'm done fighting, we got to figure out how we're gonna stay involved and be able to make a living doing this. I guess that's sometimes what I think about.
I can't wait for mini steamroller to be out.
Yeah, right. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
for sure. I'm pretty sure your mom is waiting too.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
All right, man. January 22nd, UFC 270, big pay-per-view card. Thank you so much, Matt, for the time, and good luck on the rest of the camp and the fight.
Yeah, thanks, man. Always nice talking to you.